All right, we're ready to get this final match started between number 5, Alejandro Landa, and number 2, Jake Bredenbeck. Landa comes from Chihuahua, Mexico, and resides and works in El Paso. He has 5 WRT titles, including 2 from Juarez Opens in the past, including the 2013 Open and the 2014 Grand Slam. On the other side, we have Jake Bredenbeck, number 2, from Scandia, Minnesota, who resides in Chandler, Arizona. He has 2 WRT titles from 2015, including the Sonora Open in January and the Midwest Championships recently in May. The battle for number 1 is still continuing, as actually with Sebastian Franco, who Landa faced in the semifinals last night, knocked out Polo Gutierrez, which means Jake Bredenbeck is technically the new number 1 right now, and again, the only USA player to be number 1 here on the WRT. I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and David Bobby Horn is joining me. He's going to offer his professional commentary. Welcome, David.
Thank you. I'm excited to see this match.
Any predictions going into it? These two faced off in 2015 at the Grand Slam, which was Landa's last event here with the WRT. Jake seeking some revenge. Landa's defending his title. What does Horn think?
I think this is going to be kind of one of those coin flip matches. I mean, both players are very strong. I kind of like how Jake's been playing. I know that he really wants to beat him. I know he lost last year. I know he'll never say it, but last year he was having a little bit of a bloody nose right before the match, so I don't know if that affected him all last year. So I think that this year will be a little different as far as the energy level we see from Jake. But Landa's tough, as we can see. You've seen him all tournament here battle with every single person he's played in the whole entire draw. So really showing that he's a true warrior here at this event every year we come here. So should be a very interesting match.
Here we go. Starting out the match with a tough rally, Landa winning the first point here in our finals match today.
Yeah, 2 dives on the first rally. You don't usually see that too much, but it's a final, so.
There's going to be some bodies hitting the floor, I think.
This would be
a lot on the line.
Grueling match.
All right, and a side out there for Bredenbeck.
I'm going to say he's probably going to drive serve. I think we're going to see a drive serve every time these guys step in the box.
Like a pretty easy return there for Landa, which sides him out and puts him back in the service box. What do you think is going to be key for Jake going up against Landa here today?
We kind of talked about it yesterday, the same thing with Sebastian. Same thing for myself when I play Landa as well. It's all about your drive serve against him, if you're going to drive serve, obviously. If he can serve well and keep the ball off the back wall, he's going to be very successful on rallies. It happened when I played him. It happened when Keller played him. It happened when Sebastian played him. If you serve the ball well and you keep it off the back wall, you're going to be successful because he stabs at it and doesn't go. If you're on the other side, Landa, you want to keep Jake frustrated and keep the pressure on him the whole entire time. Landa's going to hit really, really good serves the entire time. So it's going to be
It's like an
tough.
anything can happen situation.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. It's just kind of who can execute better today. Racquetball.
Yeah.
Whoever executes better.
And another point then for Alex Landa. We were talking a little bit about the path that Landa took to get here. He had a tough draw here at the 2015 Juarez Open. There's 46 pros from 8 different countries, and Landa faced Carlos Keller in a breaker. Javier Moreno in round 16s also going to breaker. He faced David Bobby Horn in the quarters and Sebastian Franco in the semifinals last night.
I forgot about Javi. I forgot he played Javi in this tournament. That's another really tough match, and those guys always battle. They play each other all the time.
He's had a long path to the finals, but he's determined to defend his title here in 2015. Wow, nice shot there from Jake. Let's see if he can capitalize on that now in the service box. He's siding out Landa, but not scoring. It's 0 serving 2 in game 1. Taking a look at Bredenbeck's path here. He played Daniel Rodriguez in 32s, Felipe Camacho from Costa Rica in round 16s. In the quarterfinals, he defeated Andre Padilla. And last night in the semifinals, he took out Alvaro Beltran in breaker. So some pretty intense matches here this weekend, and it looks like the finals are no different as Jake scores his first point.
2 sirve 2.
Oh, excuse me, it's 2-2.
Dos sirve 2.
Good serve, return kill. Easy points for Landa. If I'm Jake, I'm trying to go wide angle around him, make him run to the backcourt. He's going to have more of a chance of winning rally, especially when Landa hits a pretty good serve. You can't try to go bottom board. Landa's just sitting in the middle waiting to re-kill.
Cuatro sirve 2.
All right, Landa with a couple points in a row now, up to 5 serving 2. Those of you that want to follow along with the draw and look at the path that these players took to get here, you can go to bit.ly/Juarez Open with a capital J, capital O.
Good serve by Landa, wallpaper on that sidewall glass that you've been talking about all weekend. It's tough. These courts are pretty tough to play on for everybody.
Yeah, there's the 3 glass walls, and now that the crowd's filling up there on the side and in the back, you kind of lose that gearbox black ball and some of the dark spots against the wall. The glass.
Great get.
Landa kind of in a groove now right now. He seems to have Jake frustrated. Jake's going to take a timeout. Final score right now is 7 serving 2 before the tieout. And we're back here in game 1 of our final match between Alejandro Landa, who is serving, and Jake Bredenbeck. Nice serve there from Landa after Jake's timeout. Couldn't kind of shake him. Jake's getting a little frustrated, but this is only game 1.
Yeah, Landa's playing great this first game. Serving well, killing the ball when he gets his opportunities, and when he's not, he's getting a couple fortunate bounces and a lot of good passes when he's not completely set up. There was another great serve.
Yep, that's what you were predicting earlier. It's going to come down to serving, drive serving.
Yeah, and you know, for Jake, Jake's going to get a little frustrated here because he's losing badly right now. But I've seen Jake in this situation before, down, loses game 1 really easy, and then just digs deep and usually finds something. And Landa returns the favor, hits one out above that glass on the back wall. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Jake make a little run here. Maybe switch up how he's hitting the ball. Maybe what Jake usually does is just try to hit the ball harder, which usually works for him.
Tough break there for Jake after a long rally here in game one. You were talking about the kind of start that Jake had. He did kind of start out like this last night in his semifinal match against Alvaro Beltran. He lost game one 15-7, but he came back to win game two 15-12, and in the breaker 11-7 to take out Beltran. Anything can happen, and it's only game one. 9 serving 2.
Great shot. Yeah, I'm hearing people in the background say the same thing. I'm thinking it's just Jake starts like this way too often, but it works for him. He does it. But so, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. And it shows how good Landa's playing right now. That he's beating Jake this bad. Jake's ace serve right there.
Nice serve from Jake.
Jake's now probably, I believe you said the #1 player on the tour, and Landa comes in, hasn't played all year, and he's giving him a very, very difficult time right now. It's two really, really good players. And we're going to take another timeout.
Yeah, there was 1 point for
his
Jake.
glove.
And he's going to go ahead and take a timeout. Right now it's 9 serving 3 in game one. And we're back here in game one of our final match between Landa and Bredenbeck. I'd like to take a moment to thank our partner, Reaching Your Dream Foundation, helping support the dreams of aspiring young athletes. For more information, go to reachingyourdreamfoundation.com. Always accepting donations as they help support the tour and support these players getting to events. Here we have Landa now leading in game one, 9-3.
9 sirve 3.
Such a good serve.
Some great serving so far here in game one. It's calling it good, right?
Perfect serve.
10 sirve 3.
Yeah, Landa just kind of like on a roll right now. Looking pretty comfortable out there on the court.
11 sirve 3.
Another great serve from Landa. This is Landa's first WRT event since winning last year's 2014 Grand Slam here in Juarez.
Unfortunate bounce for Landa. I mean, he did everything right there. Jake took a stab at it. Front wall, back wall, roll out. It's probably one of the most frustrating things that happen to you. I'm not sure. I think that was short.
Got to imagine when you're up by 9, it's not too irritating. Yeah, Landa looking really comfortable out there with his shots.
Doce sirve 3. No, vuelta.
Replay for the door.
12-3.
Court hinder. Landa missing that serve 2 times in a row. sidewall off the back wall.
Tres sirve 12.
And I don't know. I saw Jake grabbing his elbow a little bit. It might be bothering him a little bit. He's not hitting his serve like he was yesterday either. And that's a good adjustment right there for a second serve.
It's been a long tournament so far, starting on Thursday, June 18th, and these guys have played a lot of rounds here this weekend.
And Sandoval coming in and warn Jake for hitting the ball off the back wall. It's a good warning. Jake doesn't really care too much, but it's the right call. Keep him under control.
12-4.
And Landa's just too consistent this for game one here in the final.
Yeah, Jake definitely frustrated here. And Landa looking pretty cool and confident out there.
13 sirve 4.
And one thing Landa's doing, he's controlling the entire pace of this whole first game. You see him, he does his pre-shot routine. Jake's sitting there waiting for him. When Landa's ready, he gets a serve. And that just kind of keeps Landa in his game and Jake kind of in Landa's game as well, rather than vice versa. Jake needs to try to get him out of that and get out of his rhythm.
He did regain some control and momentum here. Right, here's game point now for Alex Landa.
Sirve 4. Corta.
And another side out for Jake, yeah.
And if I'm coaching Jake, I'm telling him to go to something, try to find a different serve, maybe not try to just go drive serve every time. Obviously, he knows he can drive serve, but try to find something right now in this moment to work for next game.
Yeah, Landa really moving Jake around. It's going to give him the side out and another opportunity to close out game one. It's already pretty hot out there in Juarez. It is easily 100 degrees. Thankfully, we don't really have the humidity, but it's still hot, and it's hot out there on the courts. What was your experience like playing here this weekend, Bobby?
Scorching. It's like 100. It's 100 degrees at 4 in the morning.
Right.
So it's really, really hot, and we're in the desert. And I mean, I'm from California, so the 100-degree weather doesn't settle with me very well. I think it's miserable, but it's a pretty cool place to be in. You know, different climates everywhere we go. You kind of just have to deal with it.
Yeah, new elements, and including the 3-ball glass is an added element to the tournament here this weekend as well.
14 sirve 4.
Jake getting another fortunate bounce off that back wall. Giving him another setup. That's 3 game points he's held off. And let's see if he tries to change up his serve or if he just keeps going to what he is normally doing. Different spot in the box. That's different. And Z-serve. Skip ball.
There it is, a point for Bredenbeck.
And he should serve another Z-serve here, I'm
5
thinking.
sirve 14.
Side out for Landa, and another opportunity here to close out game one.
choke off?
14 sirve 5.
See if you can hold him off. Game point number 4 for Alex Landa. There it is.
Juego.
All right, Alex Landa taking game 1, 15-5 here in our finals match at the 2015 Juarez Open. We'll be right back with game 2. We are here in game 2 now of our final match between Alex Landa and Jake Bredenbeck. Landa taking game 1, 15-5. Bredenbeck now in the service box. We saw something similar last night with Jake against Alvaro Beltran, so anything can happen here in game 2. It's a whole new game. Quick side out there for Landa. Of course, I'm Laura McCormick with the WRT, and joining me with his professional commentary is number 4 ranked player David Bobby Horn.
0 sirve 0.
Oh, that's a perfect pass.
Yeah,
Little
Landa's been
inside
passing
out,
well
yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah, he's using his power and keeping the ball off the back wall really well. It's very difficult to play against.
1 sirve 0.
That's a great serve. And Jake, in between games, looking like he was in some pretty serious pain, holding his arm or his elbow. I don't know what it was, but let's see if he can fight through this. He's going to have to change up his game style. He's going to have to
2 sirve
not try to
0.
pound the drive serve and pound every shot. He's going to have to outsmart Landa here in game 2 if he wants to have a chance in the match.
Tres sirve 0.
And there it is. That's exactly. He gets opportunities. He doesn't have to kill the ball 190 miles per hour like he wants to. He needs to just put the ball exactly and place the ball right now, especially with the sore arm. And another side out. Jake missing that.
Tres sirve 0.
Definitely feeling like the crowd's on Landa's side here, as he is local to the area, living in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, and playing awesome here.
4 sirve 0.
Yes.
Looks like he hasn't even played a match all weekend.
Right.
In great shape and like I said, it looks completely fresh right now, regardless of how many matches he's played.
Yeah, regardless of his tough draw, he was saying that's what he does. He stays fit all year long.
Skip.
And a skip ball called. I didn't really see it. All the guys next to the court are saying that they thought the shot was good, and referee said it skipped. So
4 sirve 0.
Point for Landa, now leading 5-0 in game 2.
5 sirve 0.
Second serve for Landa.
Oh, unfortunate for Jake.
What's the call?
Landa just hitting 3-4 shots right off the back wall just to stay alive in that rally. And then getting the lucky bounce. Hard work paying off.
Some nice reflexes there from Landa, too, in the beginning of that rally. Well, between the leg shot.
5 sirve 0.
Screen called. Jake couldn't see it. Short serve.
Jake psyching himself up a little bit on that side out.
Yeah, telling himself to think a little bit.
Cero sirve 5.
Set up. There it is. That's exactly what he needs to do right there. Is take some speed off and some weight off that ball and put a good angle on it.
Gives Bredenbeck his first point. And a quick side out then for Landa, staying in control here in game 2.
5 sirve 1.
Unforced error by Landa. He doesn't have too many, but he has, I think, maybe his like second or third skip.
Yeah, he's been playing really well so far here in the finals.
Yeah, Jake can't count on that too often.
You know, sometimes I think those screams of frustration from Landa actually help him focus and hit harder.
Yeah, he's a very intense player. He likes to be almost a little angry on the court a little bit, and it works out for him very well.
Big serve there. Ref saying it's no good.
Landa thinking that it passed that line. Looked short to me. There it is. It's much better. Jake searching for a serve.
1 sirve 5.
Sets up for a
Switch it up here.
backhand.
Nice get. Great rally there for Landa. Really showing his fitness there in the front and the back of the court, on and off the ground. He's prepared for this final here today.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like Landa is
5 sirve 1.
a little bit more fresh than Jake today after the long 4 days.
We were talking all weekend about how a lot of the players here this weekend are heading off to the Pan Ams in July, the end of July. Those games will be in Toronto. a great opportunity for a lot of players to work with their partners, work out the kinks, and continue prepping for the Pan Ams. And Jake included, he'll be representing the U.S. in singles.
Skip ball by Landa. Yeah, it's a good opportunity for all those guys to come and, like you said, get ready. I would think after this tournament, Jake is going to go home and train and make sure he recovers, gets himself ready for that, and maybe do a little extra training, get himself in a little bit better physical shape so he doesn't feel like this ever. I know that the Pan Am Games are it's a very, very long event. It's a lot like the Pan Am Championships where you play pool play and then you go into actual draw. So it's a long tournament. He has to be ready for it.
Dos sirve a 5.
Coming up after this match, we do have a special LPRT
Cinco
exhibition
sirve a
final
dos.
between Paola Longoria and Carla Munoz. Stick around, there is more racquetball here today.
Smart shot.
Much tighter game 2 here, as it is
Dos
still
sirve a
2
cinco.
serving 5.
And Landa, I don't think, has missed one of those. It's kind of an awkward shot, too, when a guy tries to hit the pinch and it's a little higher. A lot of people like to call it like a splat pass. It's kind of like a pinch shot that stays up, and then it kind of comes deep. And usually it gives people difficulties, but Landa's been, I want to say, 100% on every single one that Jake has hit, hitting the ball very well.
Wet floor gives these guys a chance to catch their breath, as it is pretty competitive final here at the 2015 Juarez Open. Landa defending his title from last year, where these two faced
Cinco
off
sirve a dos.
before in the finals. Landa winning the title at the Grand Slam.
Great shot.
Yeah, Jake can side out Landa, and Landa makes those errors, but he's not able to capitalize and really score.
Yeah, it's Landa's been in control of the second game as well, but it's not the same as the first game. At this point in the first game, it was already 9,
Dos
10-2 or
sirve a
something like
cinco.
that. So
Right.
Jake's doing a better job, for sure. Good serve, and good reaction hands by Jake Bredenbeck. 3 serves 5, making this game a lot more interesting than the first, to say the least.
Tres
Yes,
sirve a
definitely.
5.
Oof. And a skip there for Landa after having Jake run all over the court to pick up those balls. Landa definitely keeping Jake moving. And Jake's going to get his 4th point.
I'll tell you what, Jake, for being, I don't know, we have an official weight for Jake, 215 around there.
Cuatro sirve a 5.
6'3", runs like he's about half that size. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he works hard when he's not on the court training. Keeping up that cardio. Well, Bredenbeck closing the gap there, and now Landa's going to go ahead and take a timeout. Current score is 5 serving 4. We'll be right back with more of Game 2. And we're back in Game 2 of our finals match between Alejandro Landa and Jake Bredenbeck, number 5 versus number 2 here at the 2015 Juarez Open. Landa leading in game 2, 5 serving 4. He's the one that called the timeout. He's controlling here in game 2, but Bredenbeck is chipping away and coming back. It'll be interesting to see what happens here next. Landa defending his title from last year, where he faced Bredenbeck in the finals at the 2014 Juarez Grand Slam. Jake seeking some revenge here today. Those of you watching at home, don't forget to like us on Facebook at World Racquetball Tour. Follow us at World R-Ball Tour on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch all of our past events and exclusive videos at youtube.com/World Racquetball. These guys are ready to get started again in game 2 of our final match. And Landa in the service box.
And Landa's definitely really focused. That's a good time. He got sided out a couple times at 5, so call a timeout, go out, and then come back in and try to score a point here. And just like that, point breaks that streak of getting held at 5, and 6 serves 4.
Seis sirve 4. No, dos votos.
Jake calling 2 bounces on himself.
Siete sirve 4.
Nice effort there from Landa. Jake keeping Landa moving around. That's going to win him the side out.
Cuatro sirve 7.
That's just really good. Landa putting Jake on the run that entire rally.
Siete sirve 4. Punto.
Nice serve from Landa. Another ace in game 2. Puts him up by 4.
Shows how good that timeout was. Jake was making that creeping back, called timeout, and now all of a sudden, instead of a 1-point game, we're back to a 4-point game.
Yeah, Landa took control again after that timeout.
No. Corta.
Second serve.
Good call.
Punto.
Jake definitely frustrated. Would you suggest that he switches anything in terms of his mental focus? Like, how do you shake that frustration when you're out there?
It's kind of that same idea. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. Just 1 point at a time. He has to stop worrying about what's happened. He's got to accept that stuff's happened and go in and get some side outs and then put some good serves on. But for me right now, it just looks like Jake's is gassed right now. His arm's hurting, and he's having a difficult time right now, just getting going. And you take that power away from him. Landa's neutralizing his power by power. If that makes sense. Oh, and missing an easy shot.
Yeah, I think that's a sure sign that he's tired. I mean, you can see it in his body language a little bit as he walks back to the back of the court. Does he have timeouts left that he could take? I know it's not really Jake's style to take many timeouts.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't like to take them, but I would have took one.
11 sirve 4.
I would have took all 3 by now, probably.
Yeah, break Landa's momentum because he's in control again in game 2 now.
Vuelta.
Replay hinder.
Doce sirve 4.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what a get.
No.
2 bounces.
Crazy get there from Landa.
That was unbelievable. Landa slipped and fell and still got the ball.
It's like Jake is going to exercise his right to take a timeout here. It's 13-4 in game 2. And we're back live in game 2 of our finals match here at the 2015 Juarez Open. Landa taking game 1 15-5 and now controlling game 2 again at 13 serving 4. We saw a much tighter beginning here of game 2 and then Landa was able to break away after that 5-4 mark.
Sirve 4.
Shows everybody at home that's watching how important timeouts are.
Yep.
Even when you're ahead, sometimes a timeout will benefit for you if you use them correctly.
Yeah, Landa took that timeout at 5-4, and Jake hasn't been able to score a point since then. And now it's match point for Alex Landa.
Vuelta, vuelta.
Replay hinder. Lando's going to go off the back wall, and
14 sirve 4.
Jake was in the way.
Again, it's match point for Landa.
No, no.
Second serve. And on that note, Landa is the new 2015 Juarez Open champion, defeating Jake Bredenbeck with a final score in game 2 of 15-4.